today, in case you couldn't tell already, is called At Your Service. And it's about the spiritual practice of being in service, of selfless service, of what the Sanskrit word seva is all about, which means selfless service. In fact, the dictionary defines seva is selfless service or work performed without any thought or reward or repayment. It is believed to help one's spiritual growth and at the same time contribute to the improvement of a community. So before I get into the meat of the topic, and it is pretty meaty, there's someone that I want to acknowledge for his years of selfless service, his years of seva to this center, and that is Mr. Neil Williams. As I was writing about Neil, I realized that it sounded something like I was doing his eulogy, and I'm not. Because the good news is he has taken a job in Kelowna, and his lovely wife and he are moving to Kelowna full time. Neil has been an invaluable leader to this center, both formally and informally, for, I'm going to let him tell you how many years. He has a commitment to this teaching because not only is he committed to here at the center, but he also is part of the leadership of Centers for Spiritual Living, our parent organization. He has humor, a lot of it. He has wise counsel, a lot of it. And I just want to tell you on a personal note, Neil is the person who actually called me to offer me the job a little over, not quite 2 years ago, to come here to Calgary. And he's been a rock to me since I moved here. He's been willing to help me figure you Canadians out. He's provided me with history and background and a little bit of gossip about the center. He's given me pointers, he's taken me for lunch, and he has just been a really, really good friend. And I, for one, am going to miss him. So please welcome Neil Williams and give him the honor that he deserves.
Speak about why I am in service, and it struck me that I'm in a room full of people who are constantly in service, and what I have learned over it's been a 20-year career in the charitable sector as a fundraiser, and I work with so many volunteers, and you come to realize that not only is it innate within us to be of service to our communities, it's simply something we must do to be true to who we are and to honor who we are. But when we get to the point of being intentional about our service, there is so much power in that. And it's been a wonderful honor for me to be in service to this center. I've been a member here beginning in 1986. And it's been an incredible journey. My life has been absolutely transformed by this teaching, which is why, in many respects, I am in service to the principles that we teach here. It's so integral to my life, and why it's such a thrill to me to continue to be on the board and to work with Dr. Pat and the others. Why I was a practitioner and took all the training. It's just so meaningful. But to me, service isn't about me. It's the word really should be we, because it's always us who are in service together. And yes, when you're in service to an organization, there tends to be a little more accolade. But I think the greatest meaning is when we're in service to each other. I think of when Bill and I had our home group during the 90s. Every Friday night we would have 12 to 20 people over to our home to talk about these ideas. And the opportunity for growth and for connection and family that came out of that was overpowering. So really, the times that I have been in service in the greatest way have been the times that I have been enriched in the greatest way. It's a marvelous, marvelous aspect of who I am, and I know who all of you are. So thank you very much for your welcome. It's been a wonderful, almost 30 years that I've been involved with this center. And when I moved to Kelowna, I'll be there with Dr. Ken and Dr. Deborah Gordon. And I know that's going to be a continuation of all that we've been doing here. So thank you very much.
Okay, stay there. So usually when someone, where are you? Okay. Usually when somebody leaves the board after years of committed service, we give them a gift like a spa certificate or something like that so they can relax after the years on the board. Neil, what I'm giving you is an empty envelope. He's moving to Kelowna, so we will provide something really, really wonderful for you to enjoy there as soon as you get there and get settled. Yes, and also there is cake out in the lobby. Don't go rushing out to buy CDs or eat cake. Stay here for the rest of the service, but please give an additional hand. So, as many, I got on the wrong page. Has that ever happened to anybody else? You end up on the wrong page? Never. So just about every religion has some sort of lesson around being in service and giving to other people. Service is a major tenet of just about every faith tradition in the world. In many of them, however, the idea behind being in service in this lifetime is to ensure a place in the next lifetime, or in heaven, or in the afterlife. Like if I'm nice to people here and I do enough volunteer work, then I'm going to really get my goodies once I leave, right? Anybody raised like that? Anybody know anybody who's raised like that? Yeah. And you know, that could be compelling to some people who are just living their lives here. They're just kind of almost marking time until they can get to the afterlife so that they can get the good stuff, right? But for those of us who believe that this life is as important as anything, who want to enjoy and live fully right now, who understand that we have the opportunity of creating both heaven and hell right here. Anybody ever experienced heaven on earth? Anybody ever experienced or created hell on earth? How come more people agree to that than the other? People like us, we consider that creating a life of meaning right now is one of the reasons we're here. We are committed to spiritual growth, just like Marjorie read about, just like Neil spoke about, is that it's important, it's part of our spiritual growth. So getting our reward after we move on doesn't make sense to people like us. We are committed to making a difference in this life, not when we've gone on to our next experience. Muhammad Ali said this: service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Nice, hey? Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And in some ways, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here, because everybody knows that Calgarians are known for your strong service work, for your strong volunteer work, whether it's to put on the Olympics or to put on the yearly stampede or greeting people at the airport. I just love those people in the little white hats, right, that have the carts. I never quite have the nerve to actually take a ride. You know, I travel from the U.S. and oftentimes we're so far at the other end of the airport that it would be really nice to take a ride. They've got those signs, excuse me, I'm digressing. They have those signs that say this many minutes to customs or this many minutes to usually where they land from San Diego, it says 20 minutes to customs. And you're hoofing it. Okay, I digress. Anyway. Volunteer work. And what about what happened during the flood? Did it not open your heart to see the level of selfless service of people just showing up to do whatever it took to help the people who were affected by the flood. It was a true demonstration of selfless service, of seva. Giving with no expectation of acknowledgement or reward. Giving and helping simply because it's the right thing to do. And giving because it feels really good to give. And of course, it wasn't always like that. When we were kids, it seemed like getting was far more important. Anybody besides me would call my friends and gleefully ask, what'd you get for Christmas? What'd you get for your birthday? Yeah? And yet, as we have grown and matured, some of us, it has given, what has happened is that giving is bringing us so much more joy and pleasure than receiving. And I'm not talking about just material things. I'm talking about truly lending a hand or giving help to someone else because they need it. We've all been a place where we have needed someone to help us. And when we are the ones who are able to do it, it feels so good. Rabindranath Tagore said, I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. Everybody go like this. So why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good to be in service, to give? Well, according to Eckhart Tolle, there are actually a couple of reasons with very different motives. He said that for some people, being in service is actually a way of stoking their ego. In other words, helping those less fortunate than them makes them look good or makes them feel good about themselves. And even though it might be doing some good, because anytime you help somebody, you're actually helping them. But if you are approaching your service work from an air of superiority, like, oh, you poor unfortunate thing, I pity you, I feel so sorry for you, only I can help you. You know what? When you do it from this mindset, you might be helping people, but you know what? It isn't very compassionate. I mean, how can you be compassionate if you are holding yourself as being better than the person that you are helping? I mean, truly, compassion, truly understanding where that other person is coming from. That's not from an air of superiority, or I'm better than you. How many of you watched the TV show The Good Wife? Not so many. It's actually a pretty fun show. And there was a scene about this just last Sunday. I love it when the universe supports me with real life. You know, since The Good Wife is real life, right? So the good wife, her name is Alicia, is running for political office. And someone told her that she should go down to the local soup kitchen to help out. They said it would be really good for publicity, right? So she goes down and she's dressed in her to the nines in her lawyer suit, right? And she went down there. She's doing it for the wrong reasons. She's doing it to look good rather than to actually help. And it backfired on her because somebody took a photo of her and then posted it to the media. And here she is dressed in like her lawyer suit, right? And it looked like she was cleaning an already clean pan. And she had the phone to her ear and she's waving at the camera, right? And so what everybody was saying was she's not very compassionate. And she was just doing it to look good and she didn't have her heart in the right place. So she went down there and it stoked her ego, but it didn't do very much good. It didn't help necessarily the people who were there. It didn't help her campaign at all because it wasn't true seva. It wasn't selfless service. It wasn't doing something sheerly because it's the right thing to do, even though nobody's watching. And for those of you who perform regular seva, you know that there is no better way to feel connected, to bring joy into your life, and to give your life meaning than to be in service. When I was preparing this talk, like I said, I only used the most modern things, and so I went to Facebook, and I posted on Facebook, I'm doing a talk about Seva and selfless service, and how are you? And I asked my Facebook friends, how are you in service? And here's what a practitioner friend from Palm Desert wrote to me. She says, I admit that being in service fills me up with love and joy. Like picking up a young military's bill after a meal and asking the waitress not to let them know it was me. It is for me the joy of giving. So you may be sitting here thinking, well, this is very nice and good and sweet. Yes, I'm feeling all kind of warm and fuzzy inside. Giving's a good thing, but I want a spiritual lesson. I come here to be spiritually fed. So here you go. That brings us to the second way that Eckhart Tolle talked about being in service. And that's when we are helping someone and we are recognizing that we are in service to another divine being. It's when we don't hold ourselves up as being a redeemer or a rescuer, but simply as one expression of God, working with and serving another expression of God. There's no barriers between us. The gift is offered and the gift is received, both as spiritual beings in human form. It is coming from a place of oneness, not separation. When those things take place, something amazing happens. There becomes a beautiful exchange of energy, a giving and receiving, and giving and receiving. We become both the giver and the receiver. Here's what Ernest Holmes said about that. We should give of ourselves in love and in service to others, in a spirit of generosity and good fellowship. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. Real giving is the givingness of self. A kind word, a thoughtful act, perhaps just a smile, can help lighten the burden of others. Just like Marianne Williamson talked about with the guy bringing in her luggage. Just that is the art of being in service to someone else. So I have a video that I want to show you, and I'm going to actually ask for the house lights to be brought down, if we can, Dwayne. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not kidding, man.
Hey guys, so for the last couple of weeks, I've been noticing a homeless guy hanging around this local shopping center that I live next to. And from what people have told me is that he's a nice and respectable guy. So today, I'm going to make him think that he just won the lottery. I'm going to give him the supposed winning lottery ticket, take him to the store, and see how much money is won from this ticket. But little does he know is that this is a losing lottery ticket, and the store clerk is in on it. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Listen, man, I don't really have any money to give you, but I do have this winning lottery ticket. I don't really know how much I won. I can give this to you. Okay? Yeah, I can take you to the store, and we can get this cash.
All right.
How's that sound?
That's cool, my friend.
Let's do this, brother. We just want to see if we won.
Guess what? $1,000.
You won $1,000.
You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? Oh, man, you kidding me.
I
You
heard-
kidding me. Okay, where's the money? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm not kidding you, man.
9, 10. Okay, good, good. I want to share it, man.
Oh, come on. That's all yours, man.
I want to share it.
No, that's all yours,
It's
man.
right here, read up for me.
It's all good.
I would like to share it with you, man.
You earned it. You won the lottery, man. Here. Come on, let's get out of here.
I've been doing this for a long time. A long time. Never praying that somebody do what you just did. No.
Will you go on a date with me?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm married.
Did you? Darn you, Facebook. Did you notice how the giver became the receiver and the receiver became the giver? That's what we're talking about. That ability to give and start the flow of energy, the give and take, the giver and the receiver. So could we bring up the house lights now for just a moment? Dwayne, thank you. Or whatever you did, I know you turned off some lights. Oh my goodness gracious, I love that man. So what I want to do, this is just kind of, this is a day of giving gratitude. And I know that we thanked them last week, but I want to do yet another round of appreciation for people who did our casino. And that sounds funny if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it is a huge fundraiser for the church. It is our biggest fundraiser, and it is a lot of work, and people who give of their time selflessly in that way. So if you help to work the casino, would you please stand up? Okay, and then Fred and Janice, if you would stand up a little bit more. So I explained this last week, but we have more people here, so I just want to make sure. There are 1,500 nonprofits and charities who are in line to be able to participate in the casino for our new people. This is where we work at the casino and we get a portion of the proceeds. And if every T is not crossed and every I is not dotted, then we get booted and another one of those 1,500 charities or nonprofits steps into our place. It is a huge job. Fred and Janice are the people who truly need it. Okay, and that's all I have to say about that. So I know you would love to hear again from Andrea and Robert and the band, so come on up.